Hi everyone, Godzilla here. Today I will be reviewing the Hiya Toys Godzilla 1991 HOKKAIDO version from Godzilla vs King Ghidorah and MonsterArts Godzilla 2004 from Godzilla Final Wars. So the original idea, I was supposed to make them like a separate video review like this, but I end up gonna make them a double review, all because they're one of my favorite Godzilla designs from one of my favorite Godzilla movies. So let's start reviewing here first before MonsterArts, because there's a lot to talk about this figure. So I get this figure from Big Bad Toy Store because I thought it was gonna release somewhere in summer. Because I like the Godzilla design, that's why I bought him in the start of the summer. Yes, the start of the summer. So after I bought this figure in Big Bad Toy Store, I thought it's gonna arrive in summer, but he ended up making it 10 months to arrive. It makes me sad because other websites like HOKKAIDO Toys that all customers get their hands in first, because the reason why they delayed this figure all because of the head sculpt feedback and the type situation, which you can see the difference between the release with before the improved head sculpt. Like the eyes, that I think it's the eyes. But after all the announcement and updates, Big Bad Toy Store finally got his figure in stock. But without further ado, let's get started. Sculpt and paint for this figure is super fantastic. I did a great job capturing the suit design, like the texture of Godzilla's skin, the sculpt of the dorsal plates, the ferocious cat-like face, and the massive tail. This sculpt and paint with the cost of 51 USD is amazing. Now let's go to my favorite part, the articulation. The jaw is on a hinge. The head is like a 3-segment of ball joints, which you can look up and down and side to side like and swivel. Arms can go around anywhere, and elbow is on a ball joint along the wrist. Chest is on a ball joint too, which you can swivel. Legs can go anywhere, just like the arms. Main articulation and swivel on the feet. And the best part of this figure is the tail. This is the reason why people need Hiya toys rather than MonsterArts, because this tail can go anywhere you want. It is because that Hiya toys articulation are more sturdier than the MonsterArts one. There's one problem for me. I wish the jaw can go all the way wide, but the figure is great. It's fine. Since this figure was great, let's talk about his accessories. The figure was sculpted like he's holding something, which you will understand that. Also, this is not the first figure I'm gonna have a Godzilla figure with that type of accessories. There will be the Hiya Toys Godzilla Evolve. And the craziest part is that if you have a NECA Godzilla 2001 or any related like NECA figures, wait a minute. It fit, but not much. It's not much, but still crazy too. Overall, this figure was great. Now let's talk about Godzilla 2004. Since people are arguing that Hiya Toys is better than MonsterArts, like people saying, but it wasn't that bad. I mean, this figure was great. The reason that this figure wasn't that bad is not just the articulation, which we're gonna talk about that, but what I'm talking about is the sculpt and paint. Even though this figure was reissue, but I would say the reissue is better than the original release. The reason is the paint. Since the original release was painted black, which it wasn't accurate to the actual film. The problem of the original release is that the paint of the eyes was misplaced and loose joints. Since this was misplaced, but this new reissue, they finally make it straight. Since I know there will be like the Atomic Jet version that includes the Go Tango, but I will prefer the original release, the original versions, because it's cheaper than the repaint, but still expensive. So let's talk about the sculpt and paint. Yuji Sakai did a great job sculpting this figure. Like the ferocious, angry cat-like face, the slim body design, the well-sculpted dorsal fin, the texture with the paint of the dark bluish-like color, and the nicely sculpted tail. Just like Hiya Toys, this figure is big. Now let's talk about the articulation. The head is on the ball joint, which you can look up very far and down very far, side to side, swivel, and the jaw can open wide. But make sure if you had this figure, like if you want to move everywhere, make sure it doesn't like it. The arms can go around 60 degrees. Both arms can go around Okay, that's how they make it work. The elbows are ball joints can move around like 90 degrees or over 90 degrees. The wrist is in a ball joint. Chest can go around anywhere, swivel, go everywhere, but not much because I don't wanna ruin this because it costs around like $100 something. The articulation, swivel, finally the tail. Everything else is on ball joint, which you can go anywhere. Yeah, can go in it. Okay, let's put this back on. Yeah, it's pinned. Yeah, you can go anywhere because you can go anywhere. The tail can go anywhere you want if you want to post something. Even though the sculpt and paint of this figure was great, but articulation may be good if you want to be careful. Overall, this figure was great. Paint and sculpting are nice. Articulation was great, not great, maybe, and it's fully postable. Size comparison. Both Hiya Toys and SH Monsters going to have like a same size, maybe. Since I don't know where the ruler is, but let's just say maybe, even though this figure was 7 inch, we would say that both these figures are 7 inches. Here's Godzilla Evolved. Con 2024. Real Godzilla from the web series Godzilla, which it may be accurate to the SA counterpart. Custom figure Angels 2004, which is my recent custom figure, and my SH MonsterArts Godzilla 1972. But not yet. There's one figure that I custom made that is supposed to have the same size of the Hiya Toys Godzilla 1991. I haven't made a size comparison yet for my Hiya Toys Godzilla statue. That is the custom sculpture of HOKKAIDO Godzilla. In conclusion, both Hiya Toys and SH Monsters were a great company making this high detailed figure. I would recommend that Hiya Toys is a worthy figure, while SH Monsters will be common to your collection. But as I like Hiya Toys Godzilla 1991 figure, Godzilla 2004 will be the best figure since 2004 is part of my top 5 figure, which is the number 1 best Godzilla figure in my collection. Plus, as I like SH1 figures, that's my opinion. But Hiya is still a great company making this highly detailed, regulated figure that is actually screen accurate to the film. But in my opinion, both companies did a great job making this figure. I'll give Hiya Toys a 10 out of 10 along the Godzilla Final Wars figure. Sculpt and paint are great, articulation are nicely done, and it's fully posable too. But if you want a Godzilla figure that is standard and perfect to your collection, I would recommend that Hiya Toys Godzilla 1991 figure is the perfect one for you. But if you want to get the SH1 save your money. Overall, both were fantastic. Now let's see for that stop motion test.